Hey, what's going on, amigos? My name is Taylor, and today we are going to get professional because it's time to learn how to write Upwork proposals that win you those freelance jobs. I remember it really wasn't that long ago that I was just scrolling through the jobs on Upwork, wondering if it was even possible to find success on the platform, because at that time it really was a total mystery to me. But I got my first job on the platform about exactly a year ago, last April. And since then, I've worked on 34 different contracts, and I also have a top rated badge on my profile. And many of those 34 contracts are either hourly or they're contracts where the client just adds another milestone when we finish the previous one. So Upwork is no longer such a mystery to me. And I've learned during that time that the proposal is everything. Your proposals are more important than your portfolio, your profile. It's more important than your past experience because your proposal is the chance to make a good first impression on the client. Otherwise, why would they even look at your profile? So if you're someone who's waiting to finish another portfolio project before you start freelancing, or you're waiting to do this or that, just get started now because the proposal is by far the most important thing in determining whether or not you will get that job. So here's what I've got on the docket for this video. First, we will talk about what clients are really looking for in a freelancer because I think that's so important. Then we're going to look at some proposals that top-rated Upwork freelancers sent me when I posted a job. And then I'll go through how I write proposals, and I'll show you my templates and where to find those templates to use for yourself if you want. And lastly, I will go on Upwork and I'll apply to a job. I think we'll only have time for one, but you'll really get to see what my process is and how I do it. And I hope, my goal is that by the end of this video, finding success on the Upwork platform won't seem so scary, so intimidating, such a mystery. And you'll feel more confident about writing proposals and actually winning those freelance jobs. Now, I think all of us have seen that picture or that meme of a programmer with a job and a freelance programmer. And if you haven't seen one of those, there are lots of them on the internet. I'll show you a couple over here. And I even found places that were selling these as t-shirts and mugs. The point here is that freelancers have to make a good first impression. If you want to be a freelancer who charges a lot for your time or your services, you need to act like it and you need to show the client that you are that freelancer, right? And so the most important thing is that you believe it yourself, that you believe that your services are worth that money, because otherwise, why would the client want to pay you that? Why would they give you the chance instead of someone else who is confident and sure that they can deliver what the client is asking for? Let's talk about what those clients are looking for in a freelance web developer. When they post their job, what kind of picture do they have in their mind of the perfect freelance web developer who will make everything run smoothly and they can pay and hopefully they can even work together again in future projects? Well, as I was writing my own blog post, I found this great blog post on the Upwork blog about how to write a solid proposal, and I recommend you read it. I'll link it below in the description. And I just want to show you these 3 points from the post. Before you start, 3 invisible questions that your proposal must answer. Invisible question 1. Are you capable of doing my project? Can you do the project and can you do it well? That one is pretty straightforward, very understandable. Invisible question 2. Will you make my life easier? Are you a good communicator? Are you a good person to work with? Do you respond quickly? Do you listen well? If they give you instruction, do you do things right the first time, or do they have to review every little thing that you do, every little change that you make, and then send you further revisions? If a problem arises, can you offer solutions to the problem, potential solutions? Or will you just tell the client there's a problem and let them try to figure it out? And invisible question 3. Do you care about helping me succeed? Kind of the same. Are you invested in the project? Do you want your client to succeed? Because that's really how you can provide value for them, and that's what they will hire you for their next project. And I had written my own list of the top 3 things that clients are looking for, and you'll see it's very similar. Can you do the job, and can you do it well? Are you a good person to work with? And if I have a deadline, will you meet that deadline, or at least communicate with me if you're not going to meet it? So basically, they're looking for someone who can do the job, who is a good communicator and a good person to work with. And that's it. That's really all clients are looking for. Most clients don't know all that much about technology, and you're supposed to be the expert anyway. So they don't really think so much about the programming languages or frameworks or CMSs. They might know kind of what they want, but really more than someone who's a great programmer or a great developer, they're just looking for someone who is good to work with. If you can do the job, great. There are lots of people who can, but the communication is much more important. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at my profile. It's linked in the description. Over 50% of the reviews I have specifically mention the word communication or responsive. And if you add the word professional, almost 80% of them refer to communication in some way. So it's really, really important to clients that you are professional and a good communicator. So now that we have a better idea of what clients are looking for in a freelancer, let's take a look at some proposals that top-rated freelancers on Upwork sent me when I posted a job on the platform. For the job description, I really just posted something very simple. I said I was looking for some help with a WordPress and LearnDash project, specifically with the design. And LearnDash is an LMS or learning management system because this website was going to be an e-course website. So this will be very quick, and I'm sorry if the text is small, but these are screenshots so I don't have to share their names. I invited this freelancer. It says, here, I'll shrink out of the way here. There we go. It says, first of all, I'm genuinely thankful to you for inviting me for this job. I am truly excited to take on another LearnDash gig. I think that was a great introduction, and you might notice, at least I did right away, and I think most native speakers would, that this is not a native English speaker, but right away in that introduction, they showed me that 1, they're polite, and 2, their English is definitely good enough for the project, and 3, they've done LearnDash gigs before. They are excited to take on another LearnDash gig. Then it says, I definitely need to know more about the job. Awesome, that tells me they read my very brief job description. And then it says, I have been working with LearnDash since 2017, and I've done over 50 LearnDash projects. That's great. They are the expert that I'm looking for. And finally, they share some previous projects or some portfolio projects so I can take a look at those and see that they really do know what they're talking about. Let's look at the next one. This person starts out with a nice introduction too. I would like to offer my skills to work on your website. I have extensive experience and specialization in the setup, configuration, and customization of WordPress and LearnDash LMS systems. So they've worked with the technology that we would be using, and then they list several other plugins that can be configured with the plugins I mentioned. And so they have experience building all kinds of websites in this realm or in this genre, right? And they actually list some of their related expertise and skills below. And they also sent me some past projects that they've worked on. So again, so that I could take a look and see that they really do know what they're talking about. And I didn't actually show this, but both of those freelancers had a very nice conclusion to their message. It said, thank you so much for your time. I'd invite you to get on a Skype call with me so we can talk about this project further. I hope to hear from you soon. And so you can see that there is a pattern there. There's an introduction where you say who you are, basically, and that you can do the project, that you're interested. Then a body where you talk about why you are the right freelancer for the job. You can mention your past experience. And then a conclusion, just to say you're excited about the opportunity and you want to talk about it further. And both of those freelancers were from countries where the cost of living is not very high, but they had both made well over $20,000 on the platform, and they had obviously really built a business for themselves. We've finally gotten to the part where I talk about my process for writing proposals. And before anything else, I really want to say that I send out a lot of proposals, and I think I have a very good response rate, but it is a numbers game. You won't get a response to every proposal, but if you write quality proposals and you take a little bit of extra time to really personalize or tailor that proposal to the job description, you will have a much better response rate, and it will all be worth it. I promise you that. So with my proposals, I strive to do a few things with every proposal. I strive to show that I'm friendly and a good person to work with. I want to show that I read the job description thoroughly, so I always try to include something that will show the potential client that I did read the job description. And I try to stress that I'm a good communicator. Those are kind of my three main goals with every proposal. And when you write your proposals, I think you should have a proposal template. What I do is I just save almost every proposal that I write, and then when I'm looking through jobs, I just copy a past proposal and change it and customize it based on what the job description for the current job says. And I send it off. I never really spend more than maybe 10 minutes on a proposal. So you don't need to spend a lot of time on these, but you should try to show that you read the job description, you can do the job, and you're a good person to work with. So just think about your approach and how you want your proposals to come off to the client. So as I mentioned, every time, or most of the time, when I submit a proposal to a job on Upwork, I save that proposal, and that way I can reuse it in the future for a similar job posting. Remember, this is a numbers game, and you won't get a response for every proposal that you submit, but it's important that you take a little time to tailor that job posting to the job description, because really it's worth it if you can win even 50% of the proposals that you submit. So you don't want to spend too much time on these proposals. And I thought about making some, basic templates to show you, but I'd rather just show you real proposals that I've submitted to jobs. And if you need a proposal template, check out the Coding for Tacos website, codingfortacos.com. I just added a blog post to go along with this video, and at the bottom there are some proposal templates that you can use as you're starting out and as you are applying to those Upwork gigs. So let's look at these, and you can see that mine are quite a bit shorter, but I think I have a pretty good response rate. This one, it was for a new WooCommerce site, and I pretty much use this intro for every single proposal I submit. Hi, my name is Taylor Wilkinson, and I'm a front-end focused freelance web developer with experience using PHP and building custom WordPress themes. So I introduce them, I tell them what my name is and what I think I can do best. I generally apply to WordPress jobs. So if I'm applying to a job that's more front end and less WordPress, I might customize that. Then here's the body. I am relatively new to Upwork, but I assure you I take every job seriously. I would love to build your WordPress website for your supplement brand. And I actually remember this one. It was a very short job posting, but like I said, I always try to sneak something in there that shows that I must have really read the job description. I think you've chosen a couple of excellent themes, so they must have added a theme or two that they would like to use. I enjoy working with WordPress and WooCommerce, and this is a project I would be excited about. I always make sure that my clients are satisfied with the work that I do. Then a basic conclusion. Lastly, I take great pride in my prompt and professional communication. I would love to discuss the job further with you and hope to hear from you soon. And this is important. Think about, what is the goal of submitting an Upwork proposal? It's very rare that a client will just send you a contract after your proposal. The real goal is for them to respond to you. You want to get them on a call, you want to chat with them and ask them some questions, a video chat, a call through Upwork, through Skype. But if they respond to you, the chances of you getting that job are very high. That gives you a chance to seal the deal. So the goal of every proposal should be to get a response. Let's look at the next one. Weebly to WordPress. So they had a Weebly site and they wanted to transfer everything. I believe they wanted it to even look exactly the same and work the same, but they wanted to get it off Weebly and have it be a WordPress site. So this is exactly the same introduction as the last one. And I've since taken this out. I feel like I'm no longer relatively new, but I keep this. I assure you I take every job seriously. I care about your project. I would love to help you make the move from Weebly to WordPress and make sure it's clear, user-friendly, and optimized for SEO and speed. Those were all things mentioned in the job description. So I'm telling them that I read the job description and I can do the task that they want me to. I've coded themes and templates from scratch, but I also have experience with all of the most popular page builders. So we have a lot of flexibility there, and I've built several WordPress websites. I can do the job. And again, I take pride in my prompt and professional communication. I would love to discuss the job further and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. So you can see nearly all of my proposals are very, very similar, but I try for them to be friendly, to show that I read the job description, and to show that I am professional and a good communicator. The last one we'll look at, regular work for a WordPress agency. Same intro as always. Let's look at this. So again, I am directly responding to something that they said in the job description. I would love to be your go-to front-end developer for WordPress work like you describe in the job posting. I'm passionate about front-end development and WordPress development, so naturally I'm very interested in this opportunity. Yeah, I want to work for these people, and I'm not afraid to say that I'm really interested. I want the job. It's the kind of work I love doing, and so I want that to come across in my proposal. And I always make sure my clients are satisfied with the work I do. One thing I wish I would have added, or something I would add if I was applying for another job like this, is that I am a team player and I want to work on a team. If this is for an agency, likely it's going to be a team environment, so it's important that I work well with others and communicate, and so I wish I would have said something about that. But you can see that all three of those proposals are very simple. You can probably see that it took maybe 5 minutes maximum for me to copy and then change each one and submit it. And that's it. So again, you don't need to take very long, but make sure that you respond directly to the job description and try to tell the client what they want to hear. Try to instill confidence in them that you are the person for the job. You are the freelancer they have been looking for. Okay, so if you're still here with me, thank you so much. And let's actually find a couple jobs to submit proposals to. I'm not sure if I'll actually submit them, but let's see. I'll at least write up a couple proposals. Let's try this. Developer needed for creating a responsive WordPress theme for an existing site. So let's check this one out. It was posted 53 minutes ago. That's good. If you can, try to post at least within a few hours or even within the same day that the job was posted. I'll apply to jobs that are a day or two old, but I really especially try extra hard to apply quickly if I notice a good job posting that was recently posted. The deliverable is an optimized version of the existing website. The website needs a new design that includes the call to action above the fold of the page. Okay. The page also needs a consistent font. I mean, this seems like a very straightforward job. I would apply to this most likely. Wind, Song, Family, and Psychiatry. We're taking a look at the current website. And I have this nice plugin, Wapalizer. So this actually is already a WordPress theme. It's pretty up to date. WordPress 5.4 just came out, but this is the last version, I think, so that's good. Good, so it's not an ancient website. That is really great to know, but they want a new theme for some reason, and it sounds like they want a complete redesign. The nice thing is they probably already have their content and everything more or less ready to go. And then they have some questions that will be asked. So let's go ahead, submit a proposal. Okay. Good, I'll keep my profile rate. Generally what I do for this is I just try to keep it close to what my hourly rate is, and I base it on what the client's budget is. I'll just write one for here and maybe this one here. Let's refer to the job posting and base our proposal on that. An optimized version of this existing website. So I am going to find one that's kind of similar. Yeah, let's use this one actually. It's not super similar, but you'll see how quickly this can be customized. All right, down here, I'll just keep my intro the same because this is a WordPress job and it involves design. Take this out. I assure you that I take every job seriously. So here's what I'll say. Dun, 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 dun. I would love to help you with the redesign of your WordPress website. I've taken a look at the current website and I'd love to talk to you about your vision for the new design. Then I'll leave this. I've coded themes and templates from scratch, but I have experience with the page builders. So really, I might just send that off. And then, so I'll put that in there. Do you have any questions about the job description? Here, I would have a couple of questions. For example, have you chosen a new theme, or do you have a theme in mind that you would like to work with? And I'll include this, no problem if not. I'm happy to suggest a theme. Do you have a timeline in mind for this project? And well, we'll leave it at that. I think that's enough. Here, all I would mention for the project to run successfully, I normally just say that clear expectations and good communication is important for every project to run smoothly. What challenging part of this job are you most experienced in? I have completed several redesigns of WordPress websites. What else would I say? And I might just remind them that I'm passionate about WordPress development. What part of this project appeals most to you? This does not need to be very long, really. You just need to convince them that you're interested. And then I would send them a link to a past project that's similar. Maybe where I did a redesign or a website that has a similar number of pages. Okay, I'm not going to apply to that one, so I won't submit it. Let's find one more to apply to. And if you'd like to see a second video or another video of how to find good Upwork jobs, how to find good clients, I'd be happy to make that video. This is just all about the proposal. Oh, here's another very similar one. A responsive WordPress site. So WordPress people, pay attention. This is a very, very common posting. Let's find one more job to apply to. So let's see, web app development. This one looks interesting. Let's check this out. This is a different looking one. Web designer developer needed for website redesign. We're looking to update, modernize our existing website with light design features. The existing site is template-based with some light JS, HTML. Using existing themes and templates is fine. You'll have access to the existing source code and we will provide all the content, logos, and design inspiration. I like this. This is great. They are providing the design, all the content, and you will be asked the following questions. Not all of these have these follow-up questions. Most of them are just the job posting, but that's okay. Usually, if you take the time to fill out all of these questions, that's another way to show that you're interested and serious about the job. So I'll write up something. Here we go. Ooh, this is a good example by the milestone. So first I'll write the proposal. I'm going to use this same one that we used before. Hi, my name is Taylor Wilkinson. So I'm going to keep the intro here the same. I assure you I take every job seriously. What should we say? I might use the same language. A lot of the time I try to use the same language as the job description. So I would love to help you update and modernize your website based on, here we go. Oh, I can't type. Based on your vision and needs for the website. Basically, it's a static site. So I love working with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And so naturally, I'm very interested in this job. Oof. You'll have access to the existing source code, and we will provide all the content, logos, and design inspiration. Okay, so I probably wouldn't even make this one all that long. So I'm going to take that out. That's mostly WordPress. I say this kind of thing all the time. I do my best to be a good person to work with. And I'd love the chance. Yeah, and I'd love the chance to talk or to learn more about your project. So I can do the job. I like working with these languages that they mentioned, and I'm a good person to work with. Just tell them. All right. When it's by milestone or by project, if the project is any bigger than like $100, I always do it by the milestone. And in the description, here's generally what I say. Let's see, how much is this job for? $600. Okay, $600. So I'm going to put 3 milestones, and I almost always do it this way. So description, first draft of the website and all pages ready for review. The date doesn't matter. That just depends on what kind of vibes you're getting from the posting. So I'll put that one as $200, and I'm just going to break this up into thirds basically. Sometimes I make the last milestones the largest ones. But this time I'm going to make them all 3 200. Then I'll say first round of revisions complete. Per feedback. I'll put another, there we go, another date on that one. And the third milestone. All revisions finished. And website complete. Project complete. Something like that. I'll put the due date and another 200. And the reason I do this is because I want them to see these stages. I want them to see that I'm okay with 1 or 2 rounds of revisions at least, and I'm dedicated to working with them throughout the project. So we're going to be in communication, and I'm not just going to say, oh, the website's finished, where's my $600? And then they have to review every little detail, and maybe I got a lot of it right, and maybe I didn't. That's why I do that. And as a freelancer, it really gives you the opportunity to say, okay, we've done 1 round of revisions, we've done 2 rounds of revisions, and you can kind of set some limits there because most clients are very good in understanding, but you don't want to get that client that just thinks that they can pay you $600 and then you are their slave for the next few months. You want there to be defined milestones and a defined finishing point to the project. So there we go. So I wrote out, I'll just paste that in there. That's the cover letter. For this one, how long will this project take? I almost always say less than a week unless it's really big. And most clients will understand that's not realistic if it's a large project. That is something that you can talk with them about if you get a response, because remember, your goal is to get a response from the client. It's not for them to just send you a contract. All you're looking for is a response. So then you just answer these questions and don't take too long on them, but make sure that you answer them well, because that will show that you're interested. So that was a long video, but thank you so much for watching. I really wanted to include a lot of information to help people because, like I said, it really was a mystery to me how people were doing so well on Upwork just a year ago. And now almost all of my work comes from Upwork. So you can do it. You can find success on the platform. And go ahead, go to codingfortacos.com, grab those templates and use them. But come up with your own process, refine your process for submitting proposals. Make sure that you're not spending too long on them and that you're getting them out quickly, but make sure you're tailoring them to the job description itself. So I hope this video helped you. If you have some questions or you'd like to see another video, maybe about what kind of jobs to look for on Upwork or something like that, leave me a comment down below. Again, I'm Taylor and this is Coding for Tacos. Go out there and earn those tacos, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Take care.